Hey guys, welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Bourbon Jamaican. Of course, we got Brady and Dropping Nukes. Capital D for dropping, capital N for nukes. As you can see, Chris is pretty excited. He has successfully completed his dry January. And with that, my promise was to pop open the Stagg along with another, as Chris would say, sidebar bet. So let me get this here. Also, we are going to do a little bit of tasting of some other bourbons as well, but we're probably going to start out with the Stagg. What else do we got lined up?
So we got the newest Stagg Jr. I got, which was the 23A at 130.2 proof, and we have an old Elijah Craig that Sheldon's got. We just poured the last two to 3 ounces out of it. It's B519 at 122.2 proof.
So it's the death of the Elijah Craig and the birth of the Stagg. The Stagg. Ah, that smells absolutely delicious.
Also, this Stagg's from 2020. So it's not the newest release or anything like that.
I think Brady looked it up.
It's 2019.
Oh, it's the 2019?
Yeah.
Yes.
I must have. So the 2019 Stagg then.
Yep. It's a low proof. It's only 116.9, and it's 15 years.
And so over the couple days we've posted some videos and did a couple shorts. As you can see, if you go back and check our video out, Dropping Nukes and I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Master Blender Dixon Dedden out of 2XO. Super cool dude, just down to earth. So a big shout out to the 2XO as well.
Yeah, it was a good experience. It just wasn't all about the bourbon or anything like that. He, like Sheldon said, he's super down to earth. We touched base about a couple different things, and hopefully we'll have some more exciting things coming out of 2XO for you guys. I was sad to hear that the French oak was postponed it due to the confusion of consumers thinking that the American oak was getting replaced, but the American oak is there to stay, and the French oak's only going to be added to the collection, and also everyday shelfer. So look forward to that being released later this year.
All right. Well, what's on the menu today, Brady?
So from left to right, we have the right to left for the viewers. We're going to go George T Stagg, Elijah Craig barrel proof, and then Stagg Jr. We're going to increase in proof.
All right. So our Stagg Senior, the big Stagg.
The daddy Stagg.
All right. Well, here we go. Bring it
Here's
in.
to the end of dry January.
Ah, what a dessert. That is absolutely delicious.
It's like a cherry Dr. Pepper. Honestly, it doesn't even drink 116 proof. It's seriously like a cherry soda. Cherry and vanilla and chocolate and oak.
What I like with it, you get an initial flavor just on the tip of the tongue, and then you get another right in the middle of the tongue, and then as it's going down you get that burn, kind of chocolatey kind of flavor to it.
That's just so easy to drink. Wow. It's really good. The one thing that I dislike about Stagg Juniors, I know that they're supposedly about half the age of the George T Stagg. But they drink really hot.
Yeah.
I know that today's comparison is going to be 14 proof different, but the Stagg Juniors to me have similar profiles most of the time, but they're normally a little bitter and they put some hair on your chest.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping this one's different. I fresh cracked this one and poured it early to give it some air time since it's 130 proof. But I'm anticipating good things.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to beat that first one though. That George T Stagg.
Chris is over there. Are you savoring the notes?
I've had a Stagg once or twice before today, and I'm just trying to go back in the memory bank and kind of compare the two. The other Stagg that I drank was at 130. I think it was a 2022 release.
The only one I've had is the 2022. I want to say it was like 135,
yeah.
134, 135, and it had a similar flavor to this, but it's kind of like what I was saying with the Stagg Juniors. When I drank it, it put some hair on the chest. It was.
This were at, like, I don't know, call me crazy, but like it takes me to a gym or some bubble gum like on the nose, like, and then you get hit with the bacon spice in the back, right?
Yeah.
And like on the imitation, like Sheldon said, like you get that flavor on the front end, and then the spices hit you, and it's not a real long. What am I looking for here? It's not a long lasting hug or anything like that. It's
very savory.
It's a medium, ending to it. It stays there for a little bit, and then it just kind of fades out. But it was definitely glad that Sheldon blessed us with opening the bottle today.
Yes, for sure.
I'm a man of my word. What can I
say? He's trying to talk us out of it before this. He said, "Can you pick anything else? Anything else off the top shelf?"
We still got the towel hair from cleaning up the tears.
All right, so let Chris finish up, and we're going into our second glass, which is the Elijah Craig.
Yes, this is barrel proof batch B519.
All right, so B519. Oh, this smells good as well. It's almost like a cotton candy kind of.
Yes. A lot of people say that the older Elijah Craig profiles were similar to Stagg's, so I thought it'd be a good idea to throw this one in. I know all the 22 and 23 batches of the Elijah Craig barrel proof have been a lot more, I don't know, like candy bar, chocolate, peanutty, where this one is a lot more cotton candy, cherry kind of thing. Smells really good.
I was at work looking up the 2019-2020 Stagg in $99 MSRP is what it was on there. Yep. And it's just obviously, if you're like us, nowhere. We've all been in discussion, and I know that Fred Minnick, he put out a prediction that in 2024 that some of them high-end bottles are going to slowly decrease in the value and come down to a more reasonable consumer price. And we're in the debate of we'll see Stagg this in 2025 next year. We'll see it somewhere in the $500 range in a lot of these. Well, if you remember several, like when we first started drinking together and like first really started hunting, we were seeing George T Stagg for $1,500, and this year we're starting to see it at the 900, 800. I saw it one place for $750.
Yep.
So like we're starting to really get excited and see it. Once it comes down, into that $350, $500 range, it makes you sit there and say, yeah. Might have to grab that thing, But obviously, we would love to find it at a release or win it in a lottery at MSRP. That's my unicorn that I want to add on my shelf is the Stagg. I've enjoyed every opportunity I've had a sip of it, for sure.
All right.
Elijah Craig just released their new release too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't found it yet. I was hoping to get that when I stopped at the store on the way here, and they didn't have it, so I'll be looking for that one.
Alright, so we are sliding to the far left.
The Craig drink's really nice.
And this is just the Stagg, not the Junior.
Yeah, this is They got rid of the junior after batch 17. It got to batch 18, so they got rid of junior.
Oh, so it's no longer a junior.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
The gimmicky, as you would say.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm comparing the nose on the Stagg to the Elijah Craig. The George T. Stagg is almost like a Luxardo cherry, and the Elijah Craig's almost like a chocolate-covered raisin. I think the Elijah Craig is a little more concentrated in flavor, but I think the George T. Stagg has a much longer finish than the Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
But that Elijah Craig is still solid. That's one of my favorite Elijah Craigs.
I think that the finish on the Stagg definitely was there longer. It's still not as long as I thought that it was genuine. Like I thought the Stagg was going to be there for a minute, but it's definitely, like I said, I think it's about a medium finish. Elijah Craig, it comes, it tastes great, and it goes.
I think with the George T. Stagg being a lower proof release, that might be why the finish is a little bit shorter. But I mean, you can't complain with the quality of that bourbon.
Yeah, this one, it's like it coats the glass pretty well. It has a great leg.
Oh yeah.
And like for the high proof, that's on the nose. You don't even get that burn. Normally you get that great, like a big whiff of ethanol. Like
it's really pretty tame for 130 proof. But honestly though, the nose on this compared to the George T. Stagg, I think they're pretty similar. I think the George T. Stagg is a little stronger. It's a little more concentrated than just Stagg. I'm gonna call it Stagg Jr. It's not Stagg. It's Stagg Jr. Yeah. I think the George T. Stagg's more concentrated, but I think the notes are similar. I still get that like Dr. Pepper.
I get the more Dr. Pepper with the junior than I did the senior there, but
yeah, but it drinks hot. Not for beginners, I'll tell you that. This is not a beginner's bourbon.
To me, it's hot. It doesn't bother me, the proof. I like this proof. But to me, it tastes like you took this exact bottle out of the barrel. You know what I mean? I understand it's half the age, but the profile to me is dead on. I think that it almost tastes like this is meant to be the exact same batch.
Yeah.
I know that the Stagg Juniors, I've had several batches of Stagg Jr. They all taste different, slightly. The George T. Stagg, this is different than the other one I had, but this to me is you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of a good way to say it, but the profiles are in the same line.
Well, you got to think, so that's a younger
version of that. Right, but any Stagg Jr. I've had is not tasted like that. This is the first one, in my opinion, that tastes like that. And it might be because just the video and we're doing it right now, but normally the Staggs to me are more bitter than this.
I'll get a bit more bitterness out of that one than this one.
Yeah.
I didn't think it drank that like too overwhelming.
No.
Or anything like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that it drank pretty well.
That's one of the better Stagg Juniors I think I've had.
I had to be, and I forgot it at home today, folks. So.
And that's a really good batch too, but that one is completely different than
it
this.
is. That's what I was going.
Well,
that's
where
I was going to go
into. We've got to blind that against the.
We'll have to bring you another Stagg A, B versus the Big Daddy Stagg.
Nah, we're gonna do a.
You already got it open. You may as well keep drinking.
We're gonna do the. We talked about this vaguely, but I think we threw out like the E.H. Taylor. That which one do y'all just
barrel
got?
Proof.
The barrel proof.
Mm-hmm.
We can throw that in the mix and do an actual blind on it, since this is technically
it's all the same mash bill.
It's at 130 as well, or 131, I think.
Yeah.
So
that'd be a good little lineup just to see where they're coming in.
Me and Meg, she put a nice little hurting on that bottle.
Yeah.
So
overall, though, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I think we're all gonna pick the George T. Stagg as a winner.
Yeah.
But I think the whole point of this too, really, is to say like this is a good bottle. If you guys can find it for a price, a good price, $100, $200, whatever. Or I mean, if you're willing to pay $1,000, you know, good for you. We ain't got that.
No.
But
I think
these are good replacements.
Yeah.
If you can't get the big one.
I don't think that there's any bourbon out in the world that, in my opinion, is worth $1,000.
No.
I've never tasted anything and was like, yep, I'm ready to spend a stack on that. But
But the profile
for
was similar.
me, in this particular lineup, what surprised me was Elijah Craig. I've had some Elijah Craigs. I was like, yeah, that was really good. But like comparing them to the two Staggs here, I'm impressed.
It hangs with it.
It stands its ground. I think
it
holds up.
It holds up. It's a good drinker, and like it's not overwhelming, like hot or anything like that. But
For sure. So I mean, yeah. I know that Elijah Craig barrel proofs normally get marked up. They're supposed to be 70. They get marked up to about 100. The Stagg Juniors are supposed to be 60. They get marked up anywhere up to $300. But I think they're pretty good replacements. Yeah, they're not as good as the George T Stagg, but the flavor profile is similar enough where you're still going to get that soda or that really nice fruity, oaky, caramely taste without having to spend $800.
Yeah. By the way, this was gifted. It was not purchased.
it just took a few years to open it.
Well, it's a lot to celebrate. So it's definitely, we're celebrating good things, you know. So the year 2024 has been good to all of us. So
yeah, there's a lot of good things happening so far in 2024. We, you know, 2023 we ended the channel on a bang. There was several subscribers that were added to the channel, some return viewers, plenty likes, plenty comments, and we look forward to that growth continuing in 2024. And like we said, there's definitely a lot of different things coming. You got to see the other night the 2XO thing, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, and we continue to want to grow and bring you guys content, even if some of it's a new content. You know, we're just three guys trying to have a good time and enjoying it, and we look to bring you some bigger events here in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, we're not experts by any means, but we're going to keep trying to get you all some fresh content and keep up with the new releases, and this is all just to help you guys. So thank you guys very much for the support.
The Stagg wouldn't be open today without you guys watching and liking and commenting and getting through the month of January for Dry January. So cheers to the end of that.
cheers. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Returning viewers, thank you guys so much for the support. And there you have it. Stagg, Elijah Craig, and Stagg Jr.
Go Niners, baby. Let's go.